Hello and good evening, afternoon, good evening for everybody. My name is Erez Zimberman. I'm a Vice President in Tower Semiconductor for Business Development and Special Projects. I'm very honored to be here and thank you very much for inviting me to speak to you on global semiconductor manufacturing on this IESA summit. Okay, so as I mentioned, I'm going to talk about global perspective on the semiconductor manufacturing and some clue of the roadmap for India in my perspective. So to start with, I'd like to take a few remarks for opening, uh, summary or as you call. The semiconductor or so-called chips or dies have become a major component for all electronic products in our life. They are key of everything in our daily life. Of course, the consumer electronics, smartphones that we are all using, tablets, in the automobile industry, Internet of Things, and all others. The semiconductor shortage that emerged during the COVID pandemic period have highlighted its crucial position and enhanced the global semiconductor supply chain. As a result, many countries have attempted to develop their own semiconductor technology and manufacturing capabilities in order to become independent. The geopolitical situation is an additional factor who drives many countries to develop their own supply chain while lowering its reliance on the outside manufacturers. Tower Semiconductor is a manufacturing foundry for analog devices. Our vision is to provide the highest value analog semiconductor solutions as validated by our customers, employees, shareholders, and partners. In order to achieve this vision, we define our mission as being a trusted long-term partner with a positive and sustainable impact on the world through innovative analog technologies and manufacturing solutions. At our semiconductor, we try to create value where analog and value meets. We are the leading foundry of high-value analog semiconductor solutions, manufacturing advanced analog integrated circuits. The technology and market leadership, we are leading the analog ecosystem with high-quality, innovative technologies and manufacturing solutions. We're providing strong competitive advantage in various powering of markets. For the operation, we are global operation and manufacturing excellence. We provide multi-fabs wafer fabrication opportunities, capacity, assurance, and flexibility, all designed and fulfill its customer needs through its global spread and diversity technology manufacturing offering. The technology that we are offering are various technology in the analog world. The silicon germanium technology, RF CMOS, SOI, high performance analog, imaging and non-imaging sensor, integrated power management, MEMS solutions, and of course mixed signal and CMOS. Tower Semiconductor, a few words about the history. So Tower was established in 1993. It was established in Israel after the National Semiconductor that established the facility in Israel in 1984 was decided to go out from this business. And Tower was established in 1993 as an independent company. In 1994, we are listed in the NASDAQ. In year 2000, we opened a design center in Israel, close to Tel Aviv, to support our customers to design their products. Year 2001, we are listed in Tel Aviv Stock Exchange market. And in 2004, we established a new facility, 8-inch, brand new from Greenfield in Israel for 8-inch facility. That is the place that I'm sitting in right now and talking to you. In 2008, Tower was acquired a Jazz Semiconductor in the Newport Beach in California, US, and then it became the brand name of Tower Jazz. In 2014, we had a joint venture with a Japanese company, 51% owned by Tower, 59% by the Japanese, and it's become TPSCo, which is 3 fabs in Japan, 2 of them 8-inch, and one of them is 12-inch. Our next acquisition happened in 2016 when we acquired a fab from Maxim Semiconductor for 8-inch wafer fabrication in San Antonio, Texas, US. In 2020, we decided to rebranding Tower instead of Tower Jazz and this confusion. We have decided to go with the original name of Tower Semiconductor, and right now, all the facilities are called after Tower Semiconductor. This year, we have a special deal with ST Microelectronics in Italy for sharing capacity in the ST Microelectronics facility in Agreta in Italy, close to Milan, when Tower has additional capacity for 300 millimeter. As a result, we are coming for 8 facilities of operations that you can see all over the globe. 2 in the United States, as mentioned, 2 in Israel, 3 in Japan, and last one in Italy, in Milan. That's become all our manufacturing capability, and we are focusing on high quality and flexibility of worldwide manufacturing capabilities, as I mentioned in our portfolio. As technology, we are focusing on the semi-market trends. When the world is going under wireless everything, green everything, and smart everything, Tower Semiconductor is focusing and giving the solution of all of these 3 components. And you can see that our portfolio revenue of the company is divided for 36% of the wireless when focusing on mobile and infrastructure, green everything, all the power ICs and discrete, 32%, and 18% of the smart everything when they incentivize all the smart systems. In Tower Semiconductor, we believe in excellence. We pursue excellence in all we are doing. And we are defining few vectors for this excellence, and we are defining the vectors because we believe in motion. The vectors are moving from side to side and pushing, and all of them are pushing for the same excellence, which is defined as quality, efficiency, and effectiveness. And for that, we are saying that leadership is one of the most analog ecosystem with technology and manufacturing solution in the existing and growing markets. That's the leadership. For the partnership, we're being a trusted long-term partner for our customers, employees, and shareholders. We try to make an impact, making a positive and sustainable impact on the world by doing the right technology, the right products for the manufacturing. And for the innovation, an environment of innovation, moving great ideas into value. So all in all, we are focusing on excellence and we are focusing on value creation. We are doing a resilience growth company in this challenging environment. And we know that the environment is very, very challenging. And as a result, well-experienced, mature, and strong global company with a solid and viable balance sheet and net cash financial position. We try to make all the things to tower the excellence of the analog technology solutions and manufacturing capabilities, high-level expertise and talents, excellence in leadership, partnership, impact, and innovation as described on my last slide. For the long-term partnership, we're based upon unparalleled trust, mutual roadmap creation, and shared success. We are focusing on our customer needs, the world needs, and we try to create a long-term partnership for everybody. And we are leading the analog ecosystem in the existing growth market, providing strong competitive advantage with full circle of value creation. So this is few words about Tower Semiconductor, and I hope it gave you the idea of what Tower is doing and what is our thought and roadmap in the world of analog foundry manufacturing and technology. One word about myself in between Tower. So I was joining Tower in 1988. And if you recall what I presented at Tower history, it was even before Tower was established. It was at the days of National Semiconductor. And I was joining the day in the operation, and I was part of the creating the Tower Semiconductor as an independent company and part of the operation and engineering team. In year 2005, I was joining Intel in Israel, and I was part of the Intel team of bringing the new 300 millimeter fab for Intel in Israel, what we call Fab 28. And after 5 years, after this fab was come to production, I was an engineering manager in this fab. In year 2010, I rejoined Tower. And at that time, I was rejoining as a vice president for business development and special projects. And as a result, I was get exposed to the amazing world of India. In year 2010, I was first time coming to India and start my journey in India, developing the semiconductor in India. When Tower was having create a deal with one of the India government institutes that we create and we license technology, and I was the one who managing this program. And since then, since 2010, we are continue and supporting this India semiconductor small but very good manufacturing area. And for that, I'm visiting quite often India. So I've been, I think, in the last 12 years, about more than 100 times in India, even more, even 10 times a year times 12 years. So many times, and I know very well what's going on in the semiconductor in India. And as a result, I also try to support and consult India government through various processes, what India need to do on the semiconductor area. And on the next few slides, I would like to share with you my thought about India direction to the Atmin Habar. I hope that I said it correctly because my Hindu is quite bad on the semiconductor manufacturing. So why to develop semiconductor ecosystem in India? So for sure, that's a part of the government direction. And this independent India is the meaning, I hope, of this Indian name. It's for sure one of the things that need to be done. So one of the reasons is to participate in the large and global market for semiconductor. So the global semiconductor market is estimated at 500 billion US with a large global GDP and increasing, as we know. The standalone manufacturing, which is a foundry mode, is estimated to grow again. It was 65 billion in 18 and last year 100, and the prediction is moving more and more to the upper side. So this is for sure serving the logo or the slogan of the government of India for Make in India. The other thing is the offset the import bill. So India 2019 semiconductor consumption was at the range of 21 billion US dollar, and projected for 2025 consumption is in the range of 40 or 50 billion. And this was in the ISA 2020, and all the other analysts, that's the direction. With IoT explosion on semiconductor play multiple industries, chips will soon become significant, not soon become, but they already become significant import for item for India itself. The fab could potentially offset semiconductor import for more than $8 billion over the next 10, 15 years. So this is again another slogan of buy in India. That's another reason. The next point is strategic imperative for self-reliance and security. So it can help to fill the gap between India's semiconductor design capabilities, which is very strong, and the semiconductor consumption in the domain of electronic manufacturing. In security, the local design and manufacturing will permit more control over chips being used under critical infrastructure. And this is again one of the targets, one of the strategic goals of India for the electronics of India. The next point is the vision of government of India of the Internet of Things. Development of manufacturing of sensors required to India specific IoT product. Of course, it's supporting IoT policy of the government of India, especially in the domain of agriculture, healthcare, smart cities, power, safety, and waste management. This is all in all serving the digital India slogan of the government strategic targets. Last but not least is complementary for semiconductor design capabilities. The semiconductor manufacturing, along with the existing design capabilities, can enable the country to have innovative India of semiconductor products in every semiconductor company around the globe. And this is for sure, and we all know about that. There is a huge number of India talents playing key roles in their company's success, along with a great engineering education system in India and universities. Those guys are eager to contribute India's development on the semiconductor area, and this is for sure one of the goals of Skills India. So all in all, if I come to all these targets or making India Atmanabar in semiconductor fab manufacturing, these all things and all strategic are serving one goal for having India a semiconductor manufacturing, which is fully aligned with the support of government of India strategic roadmap and vision. So to set up a semiconductor manufacturing facility, which we call a fab, is not an easy task. And this is very complicated. For sure, to be the first one in India is even much more challenging. It's a huge task. It's involving a lot of activities, a lot of people, interfaces, asset, money, and everything. And this is complicated. But it's possible. It's possible. It's happened everywhere, and people are doing everywhere. And to start will be challenging, but I'm sure it's possible. I like this slide that people are tend to forget about it. When you plan a project like that, you plan it very, very smooth, right? The plan is running with the bicycle on the upper picture is running smooth from start to end. But the reality is much more difficult. You go starting smooth and then you go down and up and you have to cross challenges and many difficulties and challenges. And at the end of the day, you hope that you do the right things to make it successful and get to the target with a big success. But what is success? For me, success is defining to perform equal or better of the project characteristics, meaning schedule, budget, and quality in every stage. And stage in this kind of a project is from the design, then the construction, installation of tools and facility system and everything, qualify the technology, meeting the manufacturing indices of excellence in manufacturing. Of course, do not forget that you need a customer for this fab, for fab loading, for marketing, sales, and others. So this is the big picture of how to define a success in a project. So what do we need in order to be successful in India specific or everywhere? First of all, government support is very, very much essential. And why? Because every country that started semiconductor isn't in Israel in the 80s or in the US or in China or in Japan or in Taiwan or whatever, it started from government support. Because it's a very, very costly and the return of investment of such a project is huge. It's taking few years. So push and drive top down from the government is must be in order to ensure successful. Government need to have grant benefits, infrastructure, support the permits, policies, and all the support that can be done coming from the government is a must be in order to be successful. The second bullet is a business partner that it has to be taking ownership of the establishment, building the business model, bring the money, the financial, to complementary the money that is coming from the government or the incentives. We must have some strong financial business partner to support and make it happen. The other thing is technology. Technology can be developed, as we know, by internally, but should not have go and invent the wheel. It takes many, many years to develop such technology. And right now, there are technologies that are available in the market, and India must have a technology partner that can license technology, ensure the transfer of technology, giving training, and make sure even that the fab is getting some loading and ongoing support. So this is another factor for this success. Next one is the resources. The resources or the infrastructure for such a fab, because it's high tech and it's required a lot of special material and special infrastructure. The land and infrastructure, mean road, site development, must be available. Electricity has to be enough and in high quality, which is not disturbing, with not interruption. The water is a very key infrastructure for this kind of semiconductor manufacturing. Many different of water, from ultra pure water, PC water, process water, a lot of water are required. Raw materials, which are special gases, chemicals, the special starting material, which is the wafer itself, the silicon wafer, test wafer, later on spare parts for the equipment, etc. Many, many materials are needed, and they have to be available and on the shelf and in a short cycle time to ensure the fab operation. So everything that I mentioned here is available in India or can be imported to India to start with. But at the end of the day, it has to be more and more available in India to ensure the ecosystem. But everything should be available in quantities, quality, and on-time delivery. You cannot suffer from a lack or missing any material, because it will be shutting down the equipment and the fab immediately. The next thing is the procedure and the know-how to enable world-class and best-in-class in manufacturing. The competition in world operation or manufacturing is huge. There are many, many countries and companies that are doing very good manufacturing. So manufacturing and engineering system must be world-class to enable manufacturing excellence. The manufacturing excellence meaning the yield, the cycle time, the on-schedule delivery, the cost, quality, all these indicators must be world-class, best-in-class in order to compete this competitive world. The next one is human resources. And as I mentioned before, there is a huge, huge talents, Indian talents around the globe that will be happy to come and support India to make it. So the knowledge, the professionalism, the experience must be first on the ground, on site. The motivation, the personal accountability, and personal commitment, of course, is needed for this challenging project. And last but not least, of course, it has to work all together and work as a teamwork in order to make it successful. So this is as I define what is needed, what are the key factors to make it a successful project in India, for India, on the semiconductor manufacturing. That's it. I think that this short presentation, I tried to cover mostly what my vision on how to do that. Again, I think it can be done. It has been done in many, many places. And do it right, do it together. The knowledge is available. The motivation is available. Government direction is available, and waiting for government, of course, decision and go ahead to make it. And by doing that, I think it can be a very nice journey and a very good success. So thank you very much. I appreciate your time, and I hope for the best. Thank you.